Alright, we seem to be recording. I'm still doing Rabbit Fighter, and I'm also doing my Cuber School homework, but I'm done for the week. I colored the Voidcircuit page and I put it on sort of simulated comic paper with some simulated Ben-Day process print. Here it is without all that. It came out okay. I want to do page 2. I have an idea to do this as about an 8-pager. And if you can see on here, I guess I could just make it bigger. I've already got my lettering in. It's super rough, so there's going to be some drawing that goes on. And because this is a new character, there's still some design choices to make. You know, you got to learn how to draw the character. Sometimes that's not that bad. But every once in a while you get a costume like Ditko used to design these really complicated costumes. Spider-Man is a complicated costume to draw. In this case, we have Aradin, who's sort of our explorer character. We call her a astral cosmonaut. And she's exploring this tomb. She has this companion named Meep. No, Glimmer. Glimmer's the name of the... It's like a little amorphous energy blob, a cloud being. And Glimmer can... Where's this Meep? Should be over here. We find out that Glimmer can do things like record and light things up, and you know, he's a functional little pet. And in this panel right here, she's meant to be looking at some glyphs on the wall. I'll make that hand a little bit bigger. Oh boy. Alright, yeah boy! There we go. And I think if I have her, there's something here about a curse and a warning. She should actually show some of the glyphs that she's looking at. Now I'm a little bit unsure how to proceed on the ancient glyphs, I have to admit. You know, how do I do that? How do I draw it? No matter what we choose, they're going to be at an angle, right? So it's let's say that it's a low angle. That's our vanishing point. And we got some guidelines here. Maybe lower than that. So whatever kind of glyphs we show, we're going to have to skew them so that they're, you know, in perspective. Let's say a glyph looks like something like that. You know, whatever I come up with. I could even come up with them flat and then just take them and distort them. You know, just take them and you take the distortion and you just sort of stretch them along the wall a little bit. I just have to figure out what the glyphs actually are. I have some ideas. She's got this kind of collar piece here. Now, Aradin was inspired by Lyos action figures, which are these sort of space action figures. So there's no character that looks anything like her. It's just that her proportions and then the idea of a space adventurer explorer was definitely inspired by that. I don't know if I did her nose correctly. Something like that. So, holding her helmet, we can see some of the ceiling. You know, maybe there's some lights or some kind of stuff on the hallway. And then here we have this sort of Star Trek thing, or Star Wars thing, where it's like this passage leads to the memory core, and you can see her coming out onto this ledge where she encounters the giant alien ghost. And here's how everything went wrong for the progenitors. So if you were watching my world building stream, I had this idea that we would create these progenitors aliens that grew powerful, and then they became decadent, and they created a race of servants who eventually rebelled and destroyed them. And then this right here. I wonder if I can just kind of put her there. She's in awe of the alien. It's so big. And it's basically, this is like a ghost story, but we're gonna hear the history of the Ecliptars. That's what this alien's called. And then it kind of wraps up as that history is found to be very much alive. We're going to just decorate with all kinds of science fiction greeblies. I call them greeblies. And then this is dark. This should also be dark. Or maybe this is not dark, actually. Maybe that's not really an X. Maybe what this really is sort of a hatched out background. So interesting thing about color perspective when you're working with, you only have a couple of colors. When you do something as pure black, if it's not a shadow, it reads as being really close. The more dense things are. If you want something to sink back, you can give it just the hatching treatment, and that seems to sink back into the midground. So pure white and pure black are the most vivid, so that's the closest to your eye. And of course there's exceptions, and you know, you're trying to draw the shadows of a curtain or something like that. Well, that black is not going to render as... It won't read as being close up if you do it correctly. We hope. You know, all of this is dependent on if you do it correctly. Which I will be the first to admit. I don't always get it right. But you do your best. You know what I mean? Alright, so... her hair should be... She's got this luxurious space hair. And, you know, like I said, I don't have an action figure of her, but she's inspired by it, so her proportion should be with a bigger head, you know? I hope that's correct. That might be too big. That might be. No. Oops. She's still carrying her helmet. There's Glimmer. I switched font for the voice of the alien who disturbs the sleep of the ages. Okay. Now we're getting close to where we can start inking. Now, I know I should be working on Rabbit Fighter. I definitely should also be working on Tarot Quests. Tarot Quest did not make their Kickstarter, but they're still going to go ahead with the role-playing supplement. I have a little bit more time. Let's go for a tiny nose. There we go. The most important part of her costume is this big collar, because her costume is kind of, it doubles as a spacesuit. All she has to do is pop the helmet on, it's a spacesuit, and she takes it off and it's just a science fiction looking uniform. I'll keep them white. Alright, this is all looking okay. Alright, where am I at? 16 minutes? Do we have enough time to get actually started? I'm taking a look at her uniform. It's gray and pink. And for the colors, I'm not great at colors. I'm using this palette called Pastel Galaxy. I'm just going to only use colors from there. And that way I'm hoping that, since all those colors seem to match, that is, if I don't stray outside of that range, that I'll be okay. I'm terrible at coloring. Alright. Well, let's start with getting the panel borders. Getting in Rusty Nib style. I'm going to try and not get too complicated on this because my goal is an ashcan comic, which if you start fitting a lot of panels on an ashcan, the lettering and the images get very small. So I want to take that into consideration. I don't want to make it too hard to read. I was looking at my phone this morning and there were some websites on there. I'm like, and I realized, oh, I've got it. Like, I can barely read the text. Could be my eyesight is going. Might have been the angle I was holding the phone. Okay. Originally I had this as an inset panel where she's coming out, but I thought it worked better to show the height. You know, because she's on this platform that's suspended above something. It's meant to be sort of like in Star Wars, you know, when Obi-Wan has to go out and shut down the tractor beam or whatever it was. Like, I gotta tell you, when I first saw that movie in 1977, I did not know what Obi-Wan was doing. He just had some side mission that he was going out and then there was this really tall thing. Didn't really understand. It was just cool that he was up, you know. On that really sheer drop. And they use sheer drops a lot in Star Wars, you know, if you think about it. Because there's that sheer drop. There's the sheer drop that Luke has to fall off of. There's the sheer drop of, well, Darth Vader gets thrown off of. There's the sheer drop that Darth Maul gets thrown into. Right? There's tons of them. Alright, so I think we did our... Let's just take off the... Those are some panels, 4 panels. 4 panels to paradise. Rename ink. So let's just see what she does. Holy Farker. I gotta go out to Walmart this morning. Oh, let's see what she looks like. Okay, looks okay so far. I think what I might need to do is let's grab Olio. A reference image so we can attempt to make the characters match and the spacesuit match. We already at 21 minutes? We are. Alright, I guess we'll just end it right here for right now. I'll be working on this afternoon, I'm sure. Please like, follow, and subscribe. And there will be more comics before you know it. Space Lady. Oh, I like her. So she has this part that's kind of like... How's she look? She's looking good. Please like, follow, and subscribe. There'll be more comics later. All right. Talk to you later.